These are actually, honestly, some of the easiest enemies in the game to kill. How do I get up there? Oh, are you serious? Yes, tiny chocobo? What is it, tiny chocobo? Where are you leading me? Okay, I need to go to a store and dump some of this junk for money. Alright, let's see. We've got this. Well, I might as well go do this tower since I'm right here. So we have this wood that goes over there. More wood. Okay, we got one of the treasures. And two of the treasures, okay. Okay, so how do we get up there? Where is the tower? Other direction, okay. Go over here. Yeah, this forest is incredibly weird and puzzly. Like, I feel like they went a little too hard on the, you know, like, let's make it puzzly, you know, sort of thing. Alright, here we are. Yeah, they went a little too hard on it. Sliding around at the speed of sound. Got places to go, gotta follow my chocobo. Winnie the Pooh Game Boy Advance's shipped. Oh, I have something obscure that I got today. I wouldn't say it's necessarily jank, but it's definitely obscure as hell. Let me show you the weirdness. I've already put it on the shelf. Okay. It is a game that is based off the Lemmings series that was already obscure on PlayStation. But we have the even more obscure PC version of Adventures of Lomax. Or is it just called Lomax? I guess it's just called Lomax. I thought it was called Adventures of Lomax. Yeah, it's a platformer game that is a spin-off of the Lemmings series. But admittedly, this is one of the dirtiest cases I've received in a long time. Like, there's like legit just dirt on the inside of it. And it is coated in fingerprints. And those are not mine. So it's a little gross. And then I have something that is absolutely jank. This is not new, but it is absolutely jank. Star Wars Masters of Torrez. I've had this for years, but this game is absolutely jank. Also got Cyber Tiger. That game's pretty jank. Yeah, Cyber Tiger, the really bizarre Tiger Woods game that's like he's got a giant face. Wait, was that the game that was Cyber Tiger the game that had the entire South Park episode on it just to fill the disc? Oh, it's Tiger Woods 99. It's not Cyber Tiger. Okay. You got a copy of Pokemon Diamond from CEX and had to return it because the manual stuck together with a booger. I mean, that's gross, but it's not the worst thing I've heard. I mean, when I worked at GameStop, okay, I probably can't tell this story on Twitch. I'll do a different one. When I worked at GameStop, there was a time where somebody brought in an Xbox 360, and it smelled really bad. Really, really bad. And then when I turned it on, it actually, like, barfed out a big cloud of marijuana dust. Apparently the dude had been storing it in there and had forgotten when he traded it in. So yeah, it made a cloud out the back. Alright, so we can get to there. I'm going to go to here to hawk a bunch of this junk so that I can actually get some more stuff. I do have another story about GameStop that I don't know how to tell without it being so lewd that it would actually violate terms of service of Twitch because of the situation of what happened. GameStop. Also, yeah, because check this out. I swear these cows, and also Retro Toaster, I swear these cows I'm following are wearing toupees. Like, this does not look like they have hair that's, you know, different. It looks like somebody put a toupee on these cows. Like, look how it doesn't even blend with the white on this brown cow's head. It is straight up wearing a black toupee. The black one has the same thing. It's just way harder to tell. So, you know, they're like, oh, we're going to open retro stores. Okay. First of all, they've had retro in their regular stores for a long time. But at the same time, they've really squandered it and just been really stupid about how they stock things. So they usually don't even have any stock of anything. And I don't know how they're going to be opening retro stores when the company is on the verge of frickin' bankruptcy. Like, it kind of reminds me of that thing they talked about, like, maybe a year ago, where they were saying, like, oh yeah, we're gonna go ahead and open stores that have dedicated PC parts on the shelf, and we'll have the ability for one of our GameStop advisors to, you know, help you on the spot to, like, build a PC from parts. And I'm like, it's going to take some very specific training to be able to, you know, make that actually pull off. And I don't see every store having the ability to really do that. So as far as I know, that project kind of failed. And while I did not see that they announced retro stores, I'm not surprised, because at this point they're just kind of trying anything to survive. Which I don't blame them, but at the same time, it's obvious that they're struggling for ideas to figure out just how to keep themselves afloat. And yeah, I know. Oh yeah, now that it's in the light, yeah, you can see the black house also wearing a toupee.
The captain's pretty strict, but she really whipped us into shape.
Yeah, what do they plan to do with their retro stores? If you can just kind of like summarize it for me, since I did not see the report, and it makes for something for me to talk about. Yeah, because I guess the question is just like, do they plan to have a dedicated store, or are they just trying to up the like older stuff that's in every store? Do they plan to, you know, convert older stores to have, you know, retro stuff in them? What is their goal from, you know, what you were saying you read? Well, I guess this chocobo stops the closest. Okay, so what do we do here? Okay, we're gonna head up this bridge and see what we find. We're gonna go up this hill. Okay, here's part of an article. Select GameStop regions will sell games from classic systems dating back to the Nintendo Entertainment System all the way through the Xbox, PlayStation 3, Wii U generation. Okay. So I've already seen Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and Wii U stuff at basically every GameStop. But when I ask them, like, do you have the retro stuff, they always, you know, say they don't actually have it. So that's what I'm trying to determine is, like, do they have a warehouse somewhere that they are going to, you know, pull from to make this more effective? You know, like, how are they planning to, you know, successfully have enough stock to do this? Or is it just something where, you know, they'll, like, occasionally send, like, 1 or 2 games? Because if so, that barely even counts in my mind. See, that bounces the wrong direction. Okay. So, I could see that, but again, I want to know the quantity they're doing, because I've seen it where they have like Xbox 360 and PS3 stuff at almost every GameStop recently. And again, it's not like, oh, here's some massive quantity. It's like they have one shelf that's got maybe 5 games for each system. And I'm like, okay, so like if you're actually opening a dedicated store that focuses on that, then yeah, that could be cool. But so far I've seen just like kind of a half-assed delivery of it. I'm just wondering if they were going to do more. Oh yeah, and that's the thing about it, is that we look at it and go, oh, how could they not know? Herp derp derp derp. You know, they're giving out fake GBA cards, fake, you know, like. But at the same time, I kind of don't blame them, due to the fact that it would be really difficult to successfully, you know, kind of police that. Because that's the thing, is that, like, yeah, to the trained eye, you could look at it and be like, okay, you know, the board doesn't have the right writing on it, and it doesn't have the slide quite right, and, you know, it's not see-through enough, or it's too see-through, or it doesn't have the right glitter in it. But at the same time, it's really hard to tell. Like, some fakes are really, really obvious, but I do gotta hand it to them that some are not easy to tell. They're not. I apologize. I'm looking at how to get to this spot because, again, I maintain the maps of Gongaga are trash. Like, the area is pretty, but it's really hard to navigate. So I'm just kind of struggling figuring out where to go. I'm going to see if anybody said anything in chat. They advertise it as fake. At least they do. Because I know there's... Alright, let's see here. Where are they? Okay, so... Okay, how did they get there? They went across the top of the rock? How? So through this jungle part. Okay, up and over. So I guess I need to get up there. So up here. There, I guess. Is it down there? I'm sorry, I'm having to look through at a walkthrough pretty heavily in this area, which I don't like doing since this is the first time I'm playing this game, but this map is trash. This map is absolute garbage. Okay, so I'm down here. Okay, so that leads me through here. Alright, so... Alright, now that I'm where they want me to be... Okay, they want me to be on that bridge over there. So where are we going? Getting close. And I will look at chat in a little bit. I'm just following a quick walkthrough because I'm really, really struggling with the Gongaga area. It was never this bad in the other areas. Okay, so they're showing... Where are they? Okay, so I need to get back to, like, right here. Okay. So they're on this path, like, right here. Okay. So they head over here. They go up this path. Okay, so we need the chocobo for this. Yeah, the Gongaga map's just trash in its layout, like really bad. So they're going left. So we're going left and then down this rope. Going down this rope. Is this it? This is it. Okay, sweet. Alright, that was BS.
Arrival
Okay.
and objective confirmed. I've disabled the secure...
That store is sketchy too because supposedly they haven't updated their stickers yet, and if you bring it up to the counter, they'll look it up, and that's what they're going to charge you. Yeah, I've had a few like that where they were like, "Oh, that game has been sitting here since around the time COVID was happening, and because of that, prices have changed." And I go, "Well, then you should have updated your stickers because honestly, that's false advertising at that point." Because if you're just literally going like, "Oh, we're going to charge whatever," don't price your games at all. Pull all the stickers off. And then once you've got every sticker off, then from that point, you know, you don't have to price things. But if you have a price, it is advertised as a price and therefore has to be honored.
system. You may use your fake IDs to enter the facility.
This ends here,
And I know I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I have seen some that legitimately were talking about that, where they were like, "Oh, well, you know, we can't honor that because the prices have gone up or down, whichever it is, since then." And I'm like, well, that's legitimately not my problem. If you want to charge that price, then you need to price it as such, because otherwise, yeah, it's just false advertising.
brace yourself. No time to celebrate.
Also, I need my controls back. There we go. So, what do they do? Do they have it, you know, like, let's say the game is marked with a $19.99 sticker. What would they do if you brought it to them and said, okay, $19.99, here's your $21.50 or whatever the hell the tax comes to in your area? What would they do if you tried that?
Confirming personnel pickup. Beginning authentication test.
In your previous mission, you repelled an insurgent attack and captured the enemy's leader. As a Turk in the field, you must be capable of assessing a situation and making sound judgments. Now then, what should be done with it? Correct. Considering what we know of the situation, it seems unlikely that the insurgents' ultimate objective was the town's occupation. Which leaves us with some questions. Ones only our detainee can answer.
What? Why?
I'll spare you the details. A productive interrogation revealed to us the truth. The attack on call was only intended to be a diversion. One which drew us away from their real target, Junon's weapons system. Suffice it to say, their plan worked. Consequently, they have seized control.
So I had it where I was looking to get, I think it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighter, and it was marked at like $15 or something. I took it up there and they're like, oh yeah, this is like a $50 game. And I'm like, no, it says $14.99. Like, well, you know, it goes on price charting for $50. And I'm like, yeah, but you have it listed at $14.99. So it's $14.99. And they're like, well, you know, it's been on the shelf for a long time and hasn't been changed. I'm like, yeah, then it's not selling. And therefore, you know, I'll take it for $14.99. And then they're like, well, you know, that game goes for like $50. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but you are advertising it at $14.99. And if you're trying to change it to $50, then that's false advertisement. So, you know, I could actually get after you on that. And they go, well, you know, this one time we'll honor it. And I've heard many stories of that same place doing it. They're sketchy as hell. They've gotten a lot better since they've changed managers. Or let me rephrase that. They used to be sketchy as hell.
Of our autonomous sentry unit. Your mission is to neutralize the mechanical threat. Best of luck to you out there.
So their mechs were hijacked and turned against them? Sucks to be them.
Yes, Giga Chadley?
It is a core tenet of Turk's doctrine that one must anticipate and prepare for every contingency.
Yeah, they're never caught flat-footed, that's for sure.
All right, let's just take the item and go. All right, how are we doing on? Okay, we're good. But yeah, they actually honored it that one time, but apparently it was something where, you know, they were really angry at me that, oh, I screwed them out of $40. But you can't think of it that way. You can't think of it, I screwed them out of like $40. You got to think of it as that game has been sitting for months, if not years, and nobody has bought it, and you're getting money out of me. If you were able to price it at $14.99 at any point, that means that you paid less than that. So yeah.
Enemy unit sighted. They know you're coming. The rest is up to you.
No holding back. You're up. Run.
Too easy.
Calling lightning.
That it?
Yeah, they don't like to be told that they're, you know, ripping people off on those sort of things. So, yeah, there's occasional deals where, like, a game is, you know, they've not realized that, like, oh, it's gone up, and, you know, they honor it, but I've seen many places that are just like, oh, well, you know, because it was different back then, you know, we have to change it to now. I'm like, no, you don't. Fuck you.
Any last words? Deal with that.
You won't regret this. How do you like this? This calls for a fight. Just got now. Here I go. Just how do you like this? Here I go. Just
How could it be cheap? Don't you want Urban Yeti? I heard Urban Yeti's expensive.
That it?
So, I actually played a little bit of Urban Yeti once on an emulator. It was not terrible. It was dumb as hell, but it was actually somewhat fun.
Here I go. Aw, someone need a rest? How you like this? Just
That it?
Got that one, did ya? How you like this? Here I go. Wanna beg for mercy?
I think that was actually part of the game over screen.
Got that one, did ya? Confirmed. This is the last of them. So let's wrap it up and get back to HQ already. Got you now.
And I don't think that it's all that. I think it's just that that particular track is that way.
How you like this?
Come on.
Away. Get lost.
Yeah, but the music is pretty dumb. I love that, but I found my GameCube player and my GameCube player disc, so
I'll report back to 7. You and Rude
I can play No Rules Get Fat if I want to.
Mission complete. While your efforts were passable, remember that we set a high bar. Nothing less than perfection.
Maybe that should be the next thing I do, is actually try and beat No Rules Get Fat. Because that game is shit.
However, our superior strength could well prove our undoing if our enemies succeeded in turning assets.
But yeah, Retro Toaster and Macas, what do you think? Should I pull it, or should I put games on a wheel and spin it? Because I have shit ability to determine whether I want to actually play things.
Thank you for your excellent work. My analysis is progressing smoothly, but I fear I require more data to arrive at a conclusion.
What? We're still not done yet?
Just a little more.
So No Rules Get Fat is hard because the controls suck ass. It's not like,
Talk about a
it's mostly just that it controls like absolute shit.
That simulator thingy of theirs is supposed to be able to do anything, right? Why do they need more than one?
Previously, each unit had a facility reserved for them alone, but as an energy-saving measure, they can now only be used one at a time, and in order.
One at a time? Cheapskates.
So you'd say wheel it. So I guess what I'm questioning here is like, do I make a wheel that's like, you know, what console am I going to play? And then maybe like one within that that's, you know, the game. Like how much do I layer this? Like, do I layer this as something that's like, okay, you know, here's all the games that are possible for that wheel? Or do I go like, hey, are we playing good? Or are we playing jank? Or are we playing silly? Or are we playing stupid? Are we playing horror? What are we playing? And then we spin something within that category. So that's what I'm trying to determine what the best way to address that is.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, you would console it. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, So why did you decide to give up on it, Macas? Where's number 3? Number 3's way the hell up there. Okay. Yeah, that's why I was wondering if I should do a category thing to where I can determine, like, okay, do I want to, like, I want to play horror. What do I want to play inside horror? I've also wondered when/if I should introduce, like, stream loot stuff. Get out of the way, Chocobo.
Got nothing but the best here.
Okay, yeah, I already sold my garbage, so let's see here. So, it's not that I know how or do not know how. It's more of because stream loots cost money. If it's worth doing things like wheel spins, but
I knew you had a canine.
and use it for affecting things like that, because I don't know if it's asking too much of people to request them to pay for things like that. And I'm trying to think of a tactful way to pose what I'm about to say. So it's more of just, I don't want it to be something where let me type this to you, because I don't know of a way to say this. Let's see here. Okay, is this the way? Yeah, this looks like the way. Okay. Yeah, because that's the thing is, I want to play what I want to play mostly, and I feel like if it gives you, I don't know, I'm not that fond of cards that add or replace time, or you know, things where like subs add or replace time, simply because I feel like it makes it to where if nobody's willing to pay money for it, you end up not playing a game for the right amount of time. That's my main issue. And I'm not saying against anybody who chooses to do that method. I just don't know if that's right for me, because I feel like I would be more comfortable, you know, selecting the game and then playing it for how long I feel comfortable or how long the community feels comfortable. But asking you, the community, to pay me to play it more or less, I don't quite feel comfortable with. That's my main thing.
Let's dispense with the formalities. For your next mission, you'll be my bodyguards. Not that I have need of any, but no matter how much I protest, this one never listens. Hostile forces have infiltrated Junon and disguised themselves as allies. You must take care to discern friend from foe, and ensure no harm comes to the President while waiting for helicopter extraction. Make us proud, trainee.
Oh, can I be a bad guy?
Shall we?
Sure. Just watch who you're shooting, okay?
Initiating training mission.
And yeah, I think I'd be comfortable with, you know, something where if I did stream loose cards, you could move it up or down on the wheel, but I'm not sure I feel comfortable with adding or removing time.
Be ready to intercept.
For my own personal stream. If others want to do that, that's totally on them. But
Let's time to get serious.
How you like it?
Here we go.
For as long as I could, but there's just too many. They're all yours now.
okay.
All set.
No, 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 no!
There you go. There's your no button.
Watch yourself. Don't let me down. Okay, let's go.
It's good.
Finish him off. Too late. How you like it? There. To the limit and beyond. You're up. You're in. How about you
It's
show
on
us
you.
what you do over there?
Not looking good.
Got you now.
So you just wanted the no button because it's silly?
Here I go. Wanna beg for mercy?
Yeah, I've actually had the no button for years. That thing's ridiculous.
Like they're finally sending in the big guns. Be careful. Those guys mean business.
We'll get there as fast as we can. Just try to hang on till then, okay?
Yeah, the no button was something that I got as a joke years ago, and it actually just sat in its package for years. Same thing with the facile button.
Giving it my all. It's on you. I'm your one-stop progress stop.
Yeah, a lot of people had the easy button, but how many people had the Spanish easy button is the question.
Did ya? Here I go. Aw, someone need a rest? Here I go. That's to be you.
Yeah, because we have the Spanish easy button. What is the copyright date on the Spanish easy button? Doesn't specify.
This way, Mr. President.
Right. A stellar performance. You've earned a bonus. Whatever you desire, just ask, and it's yours.
Oh, I've deserved a bonus? How about Shinra shutting down?
Mission complete. Our president is the heart of the company. He cannot be replaced. It is vital that we keep him from harm, even if it costs us our lives. Keep that in mind on future missions. This facility will enter power-saving mode. Once you have retrieved your provisions, proceed to the next location.
There's another one?
I have almost everything I need to restore the data.
All right then, let's do it to it. The sooner we finish this thing, the sooner we can show them what we're really capable of.
The sooner we can leave. I have kind of wanted to play some more GameCube stuff, since I have a bunch of GameCube games. You know, I've actually said multiple times I wish that it was possible. I have two of the Taco Bell dogs, that, and one of them still talks. Barely. I say barely because, you know, it's supposed to go like, how good is this? But it goes like, how good is this? Okay. I'm going to travel here, and then I'm going to try and go ahead and do this thing. Nope. I want out of the simulator. Let's see, where do we go? Also wouldn't mind replaying the Metal Gear Solid games. Okay, seriously, how do I get up there? Maybe this way? Let's go this way. I swear, whoever designed this map did not play test it for usability. It is awful. Okay, Owl, where are you taking me? Alright. This way. Hop. Now where? Okay. Down the ramp further. Okay, over this way. Through here. Okay, up the river. Further up the river. And here it is. I actually have some pretty old cups as well that are like Taco Bell cups from like decades ago. I can see if I can pull them out. They were like plastic commemorative cups, I think, for like Star Wars Episode 1. Chadley.
Upon analyzing the data from the life spring, I was able to locate a new transmuter chip. It's hidden within overgrown ruins. If my readings are correct, these mysterious structures predate even the Republic. Goodness, what an adventure.
They probably did. I didn't bother going to Burger King for that. About the only thing I can remember getting commemorative from Burger King was the beautiful game of Sneak King, and its lovely other games in the series, like, you know, Pocket Bike Racer, which is okay, and then there's, you know, Big Bumpin', which is okay, but really the masterpiece is Sneak King. And I'm not joking. I honestly feel like Sneak King is the better game. You know, I know over and over I've kind of teased Kyle about that, but I legitimately, in all seriousness, have had a lot of fun with Sneak King because it's stupid. Like, is it a good game? No. Are any of them good games? Probably not. Is Sneak King absolutely the best of them? Yes. There we go. Alright, let's go to the scenic spot so we can check that off the map. So you got an Arthur PC game at Wendy's and a kid's meal. Was it a wonderful kind of day? Did it make you want to laugh and play? Did you get along with each other? Did you say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day? Did you listen to the rhythm of the street? I gotta say, while Arthur came on TV when I was already probably too old for it, it definitely was actually an amusing show. Because there's a lot of shows that came out that were just trash, but like that was legitimately actually an interesting show.
We've arrived at the Great Marlboro's domain. As I'm sure you've surmised from the aroma, olfactory risk level high.
I've always done this as an obvious cigarette reference because it's the Marlboro instead of Marlboro. It is literally one letter off. Oh God, I'm probably gonna get crap for this, but did you ever hear about the episode where Mr. Ratburn, the teacher, revealed his boyfriend and married his boyfriend? Did you ever see the meme about the fact that it was banned from airing in Alabama? So it was banned from airing in Alabama, and there was a meme saying, like, gay marriage episode of Arthur banned. Instead, Mr. Ratburn is marrying his sister. I was like, that is fucking genius. I mean, it was such a non-issue in my mind.
You're nothing.
Great Marlboro presence detected. Commencing guidance protocol. Marlboro's native Chicago species have been known to grow exceptionally large thanks to their ravenous appetite for
Allow me.
Weakness to ice. Let's see, Yuffie, do you have... Okay, you could do it, but I need to switch to Yuffie, and then... Sorry, I thought I was playing as Cloud. I'll read your comment after I kill this thing. Oh, did you ever see the
History was inspired.
did you ever see when they put Matt Damon on Arthur? It's like they didn't go for making him look like Matt Damon, the person, and he didn't look like Matt Damon, like designed like a character from Arthur. They just like took this really creepy like caricature of Matt Damon and just like put the ears on him. It was awful.
Cloud, that malodorous monstrosity has been sent back to the jungle depths from whence it came.
That's a considerably rare material, Cloud. I suspect it will prove useful in crafting new creations. I suggest you hold on to it.
All right, so we have 5 things to go. And there's all 5 of them. So let's see. But yeah, I just feel like Arthur was actually a decent show, but you know, when I think back to like stuff on PBS, what I was watching on PBS was, of course, you know, Sesame Street, when it wasn't just, you know, the Elmo show. Of like, everything is Elmo! We must always have Elmo! I'm like, oh, shut up, Elmo. But, you know, it's one of those things that I grew up on that, but what I really, really loved was, Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? The game show. Because that game show was amazing. And actually educational, and actually fun, and actually taught, you know, geography in a way that didn't suck. Yeah. One of the things that I thought was the tamest thing, where they're like, oh, we have to pull the episode. Was, did you ever see the Katy Perry performance that was not allowed to air on Sesame Street? Simply because of how she was generally dressed. Yeah, so Katy Perry was trying to sing a version of Hot and Cold with Elmo that was all about hide and seek. And the thing is that a lot of people apparently freaked out about it because of the fact that she was wearing a very low-cut dress. It wasn't like she was, you know, in anything that was revealing. It just was it was just a strapless dress. And, you know, they were like, oh, God, we can't see a woman's shoulder. Oh, no, not a shoulder. It was like the most nothing, you know, controversy. And the song was actually a pretty great version of it. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even bad. Like, she was basically just wandering around trying to, like, you know, get her broom back. It was not that bad, honestly. I've watched the entire thing. But I do feel like, in all honesty, they handled it way better on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Because it was like, it was probably the same week. They, you know, had her come over to the Mr. Rogers set and film a thing basically talking about, like, you know, how she's an actress and she was in this movie and, you know, she's just a regular person, and showing her putting on the hat and, you know, proving that it's like, it's not something that's like, oh, she's some demon or something. She's just a woman playing a role. And that episode, I felt, handled that a lot better. Of course, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was fantastic. I will maintain, though, that Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood is garbage. You know, it's just... It just feels like it's cashing in on, you know, Fred Rogers' legacy. And it's just... It's a very mediocre cartoon. Chocobo, where the hell are you? Come here.
Got no time for small talk.
This ends here, that's it. Let's do this. We're done.
Yeah, that's the thing, is they made Fred Rogers actually look pretty much like Fred Rogers when he was on there, instead of whatever the hell Matt Damon was supposed to be. I wonder if that actually partially led to that joke that was in Team America World Police, where he just goes, "Matt Damon." And that's all he says, just Matt Damon over and over and over and over.
Well, looks like we found the airstrip. Or what's left of it.
Yeah, it's definitely seen better days.
You can say that again. It's more crater than runway.
Are you kidding me? So we came here for nothing?
Maybe not. See that?
Oh, or a public telephone booth, eh? What the...
What is Parrot doing? Okay, now he's allowed out. Okay. I'm not going to go to that plot quite yet, but I'm glad to know where it is. I've never heard of that parody of it. I wouldn't be surprised if South Park had parodied Arthur, but it's a little surprising that the other way around happened. Can I make this yet? No. Is there anything I can make that is a lot of XP to, you know, get to the next level? I could make that. Oh yeah, Sesame Street is definitely like 99% the Elmo show, and on top of that, the thing is that not only has it become basically the Elmo show, but it was sold to HBO, and the thing is that HBO was like, oh yeah, we're not going to change anything. It's going to be all the same. We might even bring back some of the old stuff, and it's going to be like really, really good and all that. But the issue with it is that they actually went through and proceeded to, make it like way cleaner. Like everything looks like brand new and fancy. Like almost all the humans are gone. And it's basically even more just Elmo. And I've never liked Elmo because Elmo just felt like a spoiled child that, I was like, okay, I understand why having a spoiled child could be something that you could have on here as, a plot point. I do get that. I 100% get that. But at the same time, it doesn't need to be the focus of the show so heavily that everything else disappears. And that's my issue with Elmo, is that it's the only thing they do now. Like, the only thing that's on there. And, yeah, I know I'm decades too old for Sesame Street, but that's the thing, is that Sesame Street used to have appeal to all generations of all ages, but they've gone hard on just making it purely all about Elmo and Elmo's friends. And yeah, if you listen to Frank Oz talk about, let's see, what is holding me back from? Oh, it's the sage. If you listen to what Frank Oz said about that, is that Frank Oz honestly believes the stress of figuring out how to sell it to Disney in a good way and what they were going to do with it made Jim Henson, just so stressed out that he didn't take care of himself, and is almost assuredly what led him to his death. And he said it was kind of funny when if you watch the Disney Plus documentary about Jim Henson, you can tell they very, very clearly were like, here's what you can say, Frank, here's what you can't say, because it very much felt like Frank Oz was holding back a ton versus what you hear him say when he's interviewed by independent people. So yeah, I was pretty disappointed at how they handled that documentary, and they were pretty much not willing to talk about the fact that Jim Henson's health deteriorated because he was stressed. So, yes and no. So, once Disney had bought the Muppet Company from Jim Henson, I can say that Muppet Christmas Carol, which I've heard was actually partially in development, but Muppet Christmas Carol, which is, in my opinion, probably the best thing ever to come out of the Muppets, was made. I know some people like Muppet Treasure Island. Muppets from Space was garbage. Muppets Tonight was okay, but just okay. And then the movie that's from, I didn't notice this. It's The Ran. Yeah, the movie that's just called The Muppets from like 2014 or whatever is actually pretty good. But the Muppet sequel, whatever it was called, was trash. And then that thing about like the history of the Electric Mayhem and how they got together was crap too. We have the kitty. You know, this is one complaint I have about Twitch's design. Why are your own emotes not always the ones that are first in the list? You're so stabby, Mr. Tabby. You are such a stabby tabby. So incredibly stabby. Ugh. Oh, yeah, that crap show.